The first text came on a Tuesday morning, while I was reviewing quarterly reports. School called. Emma and Tyler need pickup. Bus issue. Handle it. My stepmother Patricia had volunteered to manage the kids' transportation after my wife died. It seemed helpful at the time. Dad had married her 6 months before his death, and she'd presented herself as eager to support family. I called the school. No bus issues reported. Both children were marked absent. I found them 3 hours later at a gas station 12 miles from school. Emma was 7. Tyler was 9. They'd been walking along Route 34, a highway with a 55-mile-per-hour speed limit and no sidewalk. Grandma Patricia said the bus wasn't coming. Emma told me, shivering despite the warm October day. She dropped us at the corner and said someone would get us. I held them both, my hands shaking. That evening, Patricia arrived at my house uninvited. "We need to discuss your father's estate," she said, settling into my living room chair without asking. "Those investment accounts he set up for you, they should have been mine. I was his wife. Dad's will was clear. Wills can be contested." She smiled. "But I'm willing to be reasonable. Sign over 60% of the portfolios, and we'll call it family harmony." "No." Her smile disappeared. "Think carefully. I'm very involved in the children's daily lives now. Schools, activities, transportation, things can become complicated. Are you threatening my kids?" "I'm stating facts." She stood. "Accidents happen. Schedules get confused. You're so busy with work. How closely can you really monitor everything?" She left. I sat in the dark for an hour, then made 3 phone calls. The first was to a security company. By Thursday, I had dash cams installed in both kids' backpacks, small, hidden, continuously recording. The second call was to my attorney. The third was to my father's former business partner, who now sat on the fiduciary board that oversaw the family trust accounts. "Document everything," James told me. "If she's actually doing what you think, we'll need proof." The next incident came Friday. Patricia had agreed to drive the kids to their piano lessons. I tracked Emma's backpack location on my phone. The GPS chip I'd added was showing movement, but not toward the music school. I watched the dot move toward the industrial district, then stop at an abandoned strip mall. I was already in my car. The dashcam footage later showed Patricia turning in her seat. "I need to make a phone call. You two wait here. Don't leave the car." "How long?" Tyler asked. "As long as it takes." She got out, walked to the far end of the parking lot, and made a call. The audio was faint, but the camera caught it. "He's being stubborn." "I know, but I have leverage. The kids. He won't risk them. By Monday or I escalate." She stayed on that call for 45 minutes. The car was running, but the late October temperature was dropping. When I arrived, both kids were crying. Patricia saw me and smiled. "Traffic was terrible. Just pulled over to regroup. Get away from my children. I'm trying to help family." She handed Tyler a tissue. "These two are so sensitive." I took the kids home. The footage was already uploading to my secure cloud storage. Saturday she texted, "Dinner tomorrow. We need to finalize the portfolio transfer. Bring the paperwork." I didn't respond. Sunday afternoon, my phone rang. The school's emergency line. "Mr. Brooks, we have Emma and Tyler here. They were dropped at the front entrance but school is closed today." The person who dropped them off left immediately. It was Patricia. She'd told them there was a special Sunday art program, and dropped them at the locked building. The dashcam footage showed her entire conversation in the car. "Grandma, I don't remember Dad saying anything about Sunday school stuff." Tyler said, "Your father forgets things. He's very stressed." Patricia pulled up to the school entrance. "Go on. The door will be open. It looks closed. They're expecting you. Go." She waited until they walked to the entrance, tried the locked door, then drove away while they knocked and called for her. A teacher who lived nearby had seen them and called me. That night, I compiled everything. The gas station incident, the strip mall abandonment, the Sunday school lie. 4 total incidents in 12 days, each recorded from multiple angles with clear audio. Monday morning, I requested an emergency meeting with the fiduciary board. All 6 members attended the video conference by Tuesday afternoon. I presented the evidence chronologically. The board sat in silence, as Patricia's voice played through the speakers. "Accidents happen. Schedules get confused." Then the footage of 2 small children walking along a highway, the abandoned parking lot, the locked school building. Margaret Chen, the board chair, spoke first. "How long has this been occurring?" 12 days since the first incident, 4 documented events, and the motivation, asked David Foster, the estate attorney on the board. I pulled up Patricia's financial records. She'd filed documents trying to contest my father's will 3 weeks earlier. She wants me to transfer 60% of the trust accounts my father established. She believes threatening my children's safety will force compliance. She knows you sit on this board, Margaret asked. No, my father kept my involvement confidential. Patricia assumes I'm just a beneficiary with no authority over the accounts. James, my father's former partner, leaned forward. Patricia came to me last week, asking about trust distributions. She wanted to know the process for correcting errors in estate planning. I told her the trusts were ironclad. Did she ask who controlled them? Margaret asked. She assumed it was external management. I didn't correct her. The board reviewed the footage again. Patricia's face filled the screen as she drove away from 2 children stranded at a locked building. This is criminal endangerment, said Robert Kim, the board's legal counsel. Beyond our fiduciary concerns, this requires law enforcement involvement. Agreed, Margaret said. But first, let's address the trust matter. Patricia has no legal claim to these accounts. Her marriage to Mr. Brooks Sr. lasted 7 months before his death. The trust documents explicitly exclude spouses married less than 3 years. She turned to me. You're the primary trustee with full control over all distributions and management decisions. Patricia has zero authority. Is that correct? Yes. Then we need to make that clear to her. Officially. Wednesday afternoon, I received a text from Patricia. Final deadline. Sign the transfer papers by Friday, or face consequences. The kids have so many activities, anything could happen. I forwarded it to the board and my attorney. Thursday, Margaret scheduled a routine trust review meeting and requested Patricia attend as a family member who may have questions about the estate. Patricia arrived at the downtown office building Friday morning, dressed expensively, carrying a folder of documents. Finally, she said, when the receptionist guided her to the conference room, I've been trying to get someone to review the obvious errors in my husband's will. The 6 board members were already seated. I sat at the head of the table. Patricia stopped when she saw me. What are you doing here? I'm the primary trustee, I said. I control all distributions and management decisions for the accounts you've been demanding access to. Her face went white, then red. That's impossible. You're just a beneficiary, who also holds complete fiduciary authority. Yes. I opened my laptop. We're here to discuss your recent attempts to access trust funds through extortion and child endangerment. Margaret activated the conference room screen. The first video played. Patricia watched herself abandon 2 children at a gas station along a highway. That was a misunderstanding, she said quickly. I thought. The second video played. 45 minutes in an empty parking lot, while she discussed leverage on the phone. Wait, let me explain. The third video showed her dropping them at a locked school building. I need to call my attorney, Patricia said, standing. Sit down, Margaret said quietly. We're not finished. Robert Kim opened a folder. We've referred this matter to the county prosecutor's office. Child endangerment, extortion, and attempted fraud. We've also filed for a restraining order on behalf of the trust beneficiaries. Those would be Mr. Brooks' children. You can't do this. We already have, I said. You have no authority over my children, no access to their schools, and no claim to any trust accounts. The restraining order is active as of noon today. Your father would have wanted me to have those accounts. My father established these trusts 8 years before he met you, I said. He made me trustee 7 years ago. You were married to him for 7 months. The trust documents explicitly exclude you. Margaret slid a document across the table. This is the full trust agreement. Note section 12, paragraph 4. Any spouse married less than 3 years is excluded from distributions. You qualified for widow benefits from his personal estate, which you received. The trusts were never yours. Patricia's hands shook as she read. But I'm family. Family doesn't extort children, James said. I want to see Tyler and Emma. They're my grandchildren. They're not, I said. You were married to their grandfather for 7 months. You have no legal relationship to them, and as of today, no contact is permitted. Robert opened another folder. The prosecutor is reviewing charges. Expect contact from law enforcement within 48 hours. This board has also filed a formal complaint with Adult Protective Services regarding your treatment of minors in your care. Patricia stood, grabbing her purse. This is harassment. This is consequence. Margaret said, leave the building. If you attempt any contact with Miss Brooks or his children, you'll be arrested. Security escorted her out. The conference room was silent for a moment. I'm sorry you had to experience this, Margaret finally said. I'm sorry I didn't recognize it sooner. You protected your children, James said. That's what matters. I went home that afternoon and picked up Emma and Tyler from their new after-school program, one Patricia knew nothing about. Is Grandma Patricia still helping with rides? Emma asked. No, sweetie, she's not going to be around anymore. Good, Tyler said quietly. She was mean. That evening, my attorney called. The prosecutor was filing charges. The restraining order was permanent pending trial. Patricia's attempt to contest the will had been dismissed with prejudice. I pulled up the trust accounts on my laptop, the same accounts Patricia had spent 3 weeks threatening my children to access. With a few keystrokes, I transferred funds to establish education trusts for Emma and Tyler, completely separate from anything Patricia could ever touch. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. This isn't over. I forwarded it to my attorney in the prosecutor's office. Then I blocked the number. It was over. She just didn't know it yet.